How's it going, everyone? Bringing you guys a Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon OU Wi-Fi battle, and my opponent today, Topher, with a team of Skarmory, Mimikyu, Tapu Koko, Garchomp, Toxapex, and Blacephalon. I'm going to be bringing a Tapu Koko as well, Magearna, which is starting to become one of my favorites, D-Dance, Zygarde, Mega Medicham, Mantine, and Ferrothorn. So right off the bat, looking at my opponent's team, he is probably going to lead off with Skarmory or Toxapex to set up some hazards. Those are usual leads, so I'm going to lead off with Tapu Koko since they are both super effective to Thunderbolt. And his only safe switch-in is Garchomp, but if he does lead Toxapex or Skarmory, we can predict switch into Garchomp and hit it with HP Ice. But let's go ahead and go right into this battle and see what my opponent's going to lead off with. As like I said, I'm going to be leading off with Tapu Koko, since usually Skarmory and Toxapex are your typical leads when it comes to setting up hazards. So there goes my Tapu Koko, as my opponent is going to go ahead and lead off with Skarmory. So this is already looking good for me. I could just go for a Thunderbolt, or I could predict the switch into Garchomp. That way he gets a free switch in. But I'm going to go ahead and make the safest play and go for an Hidden Power Ice, as he does make the switch, and he is going to be going into Garchomp. And we are Life Orb, so we'll see how much this is going to do, or it might pick up the knockout. Doesn't pick up the knockout, unfortunately, but here I end up making the switch because choice Garchomp is usually something what people run. But I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Ferrothorn to take up an Earthquake, but he also makes the switch, bringing in the Mimikyu. This is probably going to Swords Dance. Here I actually ended up going for the Thunder Wave, as it does go for the Swords Dance. Yeah, I ended up going for the Thunder Wave. I guess that was just a play at the moment. I could have just gone for the knockoff to break the Disguise, and to also scout to see if he had a Z Crystal or any item. Which is really bad for me. He ended up going for another Swords Dance, so I'm just like, okay, this thing's starting to become a really big problem. Even if it's paralyzed, still has the Shadow Sneak. But I end up going for the knockoff here, and we are going to see what item Mimikyu is holding. If nothing gets knocked off, he is the Ghosty MZ or the Mimikyu MZ, and we do see he is Focus Sash, as Mimikyu goes for the Shadow Sneak. I should be able to take that fairly well. He is going to be taking some Iron Barbs damage, so that's good for me. Somewhat. I end up going for the Leech Seed. Ends up avoiding, which is very unfortunate, but we are going to be taking some Leftovers Recovery as the terrain disappears. And Mimikyu gets paralyzed, unfortunately. But I'm going to go ahead and go for the Leech Seed again. All I had on my Ferrothorn was knockoff Leech Seed Spikes and Thunder Wave with Leftovers. So we're going to be getting some recovery from Leftovers and Leech Seed. So that's good on our part. I mean, if he does go for the Shadow Claw, we could be in big trouble. I don't know if it's actually going to pick up the KO, because he could be Jolly or Adamant. So he does go for the Shadow Claw here, and it looks like he might be Jolly, because I feel like Adamant would have probably picked up the KO there. Plus 4 Swords Dance. So here I'm just like, okay, I could just start setting up spikes and say goodbye to Ferrothorn, as we are going to be getting some Leftovers Recovery along with Leech Seed Recovery. So I ended up going for another spikes and just call it a day for Ferrothorn, as he does end up getting paralyzed. Once again, the Parahax RNG is on my side, as Ferrothorn goes for another layer of spikes. And I'm just like, okay, Ferrothorn, you did your job. That's good enough. So Shadow Claw or Shadow Sneak is going to be enough to pick up the KO here. Ferrothorn did what he needed to do. As he ends up going for the Shadow Claw, that definitely picks up the KO, as he is also going to be taking Iron Barbs damage, which is good. Unfortunately, Leech Seed doesn't work this turn because there's no Pokemon on the field, as I'm going to go ahead and bring in a Mantine. Now here I was making some really horrible plays. Shadow Sneak coming out from the Mimikyu, you'll see why. Mimikyu going for the Shadow Sneak, that does a lot of damage. I have no defense investment, I am mostly special defense and HP on this Mantine, but my plan was to go spam Roost, get some Leftovers Recovery, and have Leech Seed knock out Mimikyu. But it didn't work out too well. I didn't think I was actually faster than Mimikyu with Paralysis. So I ended up going for the Roost again, and he ends up going for the Shadow Claw, and that actually picks up the knockout. That is very unfortunate for me. Very unfortunate. So things are not looking too good on my side, as I'm going to go ahead and bring out my Magearna. And here I was actually like, this Magearna is my last hope. I need to go for a shift gear and hoping to get some soul heart boost. That way we can bring it back. And by the looks of that damage of that Shadow Sneak, he can go for another Shadow Sneak and he will pick up the knockout. But I do recall that I can still get a Leech Seed recovery. And I'm looking at that HP and I'm like, ooh, I don't think that's going to be enough to live another Shadow Sneak. So he ends up going for another Shadow Sneak, hoping we live. And we do live on 3 HP, so that is good. GG Magearna, as we're going to go for the Flash Cannon, and we are going to get that Soul Heart boost, and we are at +2 speed, which is really good on our part. There's the Soul Heart boost. As comes in Skarmory, and I'm like, okay, now I see why he brought in the Skarmory. He could just hit me with Iron Head, Brave Bird me, and Sturdy's going to do the rest. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna get into some trouble here. As he ends up going for the defog rather than just to knock out the Magearna. So yeah, Magearna's gonna become a threat once I get this T-Bolt off, as we are going to be at +2 in special attack and speed. So down goes the Skarmory. There's our Soul Heart boost. In comes the Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko is probably Choice Scarfed as well. If he is Choice Scarfed, he is going to outspeed us. And we do see here he is not Choice Scarfed, going for the Flash Cannon to pick up another knockout. We are going on +3. +3 Magearna. And I am Modest Nature as well, so we are doing some damage right now. And we do have that plus speed as well. So in comes the Toxapex, and I'm like, Tapu Koko, you have blessed me with the terrain. I can go for another Thunderbolt. No doubt it's going to knock out the Toxapex as he goes for the Baneful Bunker. Just stalling out some shenanigans. Goes for the Thunderbolt. That is definitely going to pick up the knockout on Toxapex. So we are now going on +4. +4. Modest Magearna. In comes the Blacephalon. Now this could have also been a problem. This could have also been a Choice Scarf or maybe even Focus Sashed. So here I don't know why I ended up going for the Floor Cannon Z move. Twinkle Tackle. I don't know why I did it, but we did it anyways. It is what it is. That's how the battle went down. So once again, if it's Focus Sash, we're screwed. Obviously it wasn't Choice Scarves because we did outspeed, and we do see that he is not Focus Sash. It could probably been Choice Specs, but Blacephalon goes down, and we are going to be at +5 now. In comes the Garchomp. Unfortunately, it was Mega Garchomp. Now we do see that it was a Mega Garchomp. We are definitely going to outspeed for sure, as we are going to go for the Flash Cannon, and that is going to make up for the +6 there. Down goes the Garchomp. Magearna cleans the battle, boys. That is GG. GG to my boy Topher. Hope you guys enjoyed the OU Wi-Fi battle. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.